Andrew says, what's the best way to boost up all the pins of a brand Pinterest page? What has the pins linking back to the money site, wanting to get all individual pins indexed and ranking in Google Images and SERPs. In the past, I used Web 2.0 contextual links with mixed anchor text, but in the last year, finding indexing drops and lots of the pins stopped ranking inside regular SERPs. Andrew, I don't know. I have an answer for you down that because I don't do anything with Pinterest. I just don't. Although it's a high authority property, the same rules should probably apply to that as anything else, which would be like, I found that bulk spam links aren't working as well either. When I talked to him in the previous question here, there is a particular gig that tends to work really well with press releases as well as Blogger that on Fiverr by a provider called Up to Top, up to like TO, so UPTO top, up to top. That's his username on Fiverr. And he's got this one gig. It's a blog comment spam gig that works incredibly well for ranking like blogger posts and press release stuff on Patch, especially patch.com. I don't know why it works so well, but it works. It's just a spam gig and it works really good. I have found that like bulk spam stuff, unless you're doing an enormous amount of volume, which is probably why that works, because it's 25,000 blog comments, but then if you spend $10 to get the add-on, it says a total of 60,000 blog comments, but ends up being way more. And that's probably why it works, because it's such high volume of spam. And again, I don't ever recommend pointing that stuff at money sites or even really to tier one assets that are going to point to money sites. I really don't recommend that. But if you're going to do like parasite stuff or like what we just discussed, where you're just trying to rank a blogger property to use as a case study or an example, you could do something like that, which is a high volume, like bulk spam gig that could help to rank stuff. I don't like to do a lot of that kind of stuff anymore because I found better results with more targeted link building. I've been talking about that for months on these Hump Day Hangouts and everywhere else anybody will listen to me. I talk about link building. I do a very, very specific way. So we won't cover that again right now. But what I'm saying is I can't imagine Pinterest being any different in that you could probably do a lot of high volume. Like I understand you're saying you're not seeing the results as much either. That's what I've experienced. Like bulk spam just isn't working unless you're doing a super huge high volume of it. It's not working like it used to. And so that's why I've shifted away from that kind of link building to using much more targeted, topically relevant links. You only need a handful of them to significantly move the needle. Started a link building business almost 4 months ago now. And right now I'm in, every month I got to update my clients and I'm going through I've done several link building client reports in the last couple of days. And it's just crazy to see significant like movement from just a handful of really good links from topically relevant sources. So getting back to your question, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm going to recommend better links, but you could probably still do what you were doing if you just increase the volume. That can be expensive though. So I don't know about specifically Pinterest, but I can't imagine that's much different than any of the other types of like Web 2.0 or high authority platforms. And most of them can withstand that kind of spam. The only issue is, again, part of the reason why I got away from doing a lot of that stuff, guys, is because it takes a long time for Google to crawl a lot of those, and a lot of them get terminated and they just don't get credited at all. And so it just seems like the only way that works. And again, whenever I say this, people say, well, Bradley says the bulk spam doesn't work anymore. No, I said it needs so much volume that it, in my opinion, I'd rather spend the time and effort building a handful of really high quality links from topically relevant sources that once they are placed, they stick. Whereas with bulk spam, you have to continually build more bulk spam because so many of the links, drop off or the sites get suspended, and many of them don't even get crawled to begin with. Or when they do get crawled, it takes weeks or even months for them to get crawled. With high value links from topically relevant sources, they get crawled immediately, or you can force them to get crawled, right? Send them to indexers. They produce an effect very, very quickly and they stick. They don't get suspended or deleted, especially if you go out and build them yourself. So that's what I would recommend, is that you get better links pointing to those assets. I think you get better results, but I know that's difficult. If you've got a bunch of pins that you're going to try to build links to, that can get expensive. So bulk spam might be the way to go, but increase your volume is, I guess, what I would say. I don't know what else to tell you. I got away from doing bulk links is what I'm saying, because I found much better results, much faster results using much more targeted link building. And it's been working really well for me and my clients. So